Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Cracking the Technical Interview. In this channel we disclose almost all the technical questions that are asked mostly in product-based company. My name is Anindo, working as technical recruiter, and I am here to help you so that everyone can land their job in their dream company. So let's start the journey. Hello guys and welcome to another video tutorial series on linked list. And today we will be discussing on another interview question on linked list. And today's topic is finding the nth node from the end of the linked list. So just like the previous question, on this one also we will be giving two solutions. Number one, the brute force approach, and number two, the optimal solution. So before going to the optimal solution, let's understand the problem using our whiteboard session. So the problem statement says that you have to find the nth node from the end of the linked list. For example, the interviewer will ask you find the third element from the last of the linked list. Means you have to find out the third element from the last. Means 1, 2, 3. So you have to find out this element of the linked list. Now the tricky part is that there are two solutions to this problem. One is the brute force approach and one is the optimal solution. Now, if you are appearing for any product-based company, interviewer will definitely expect an optimal solution. Moreover, he will ask a question like find the nth node from the end of the linked list in single iteration. So as I have already mentioned in my previous question that whenever the interviewer is asking a question on single iteration, that means he is looking for an optimal solution. But before going to this, let's understand the brute force approach. So the brute force approach of this problem is quite simple. So the trick is first you need to iterate through the entire linked list and find the total number of nodes present on the linked list. For example, over here we have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 nodes. So total count of the node over here is 6. Now if the interviewer is asking for the third node from the end, that means you just need to subtract that number from the total number of nodes present in the linked list, that is 3 plus 1. So this is equal to 4. That means you need to identify the fourth element in the linked list. So the first thing is like you need to calculate the total number of node. Let's say that is m minus the nth node plus 1. This is the formula for the brute force approach to find the nth node from the linked list. Now the solution of this approach is quite easy. So for that we just need a single pointer over here. What we'll do, for example, we will create a pointer over here called as ptr. Now we will iterate this pointer in the forward direction of the linked list till we encounter the null value, that is the end of the linked list. And we will keep a track of number of nodes we have encountered while we are traversing. So let's write the program. So I will name this as nth node from end. And here also we will pass two parameters. Number one, the head of the linked list, and number two, the value of n. So as I have already discussed, here we first need to initialize a pointer that will point to the first element of our linked list. So let's define a pointer which points to the first element of the linked list, that is the head. Now we need to iterate this pointer in the forward direction. So let's run a while loop. So until and unless we encounter the last element of the linked list, we need to keep the pointer moving forwards. And also we will increase the counter variable. Let's initialize the counter with 0 at the beginning of the linked list. So here you can see we have already got the total number of node in the linked list. Here the value will be 6 at the end of this while loop. Now we just need to get the element number which we need to find over here. So what we need to do, so for that, as I've already mentioned, this is the formula. So what we'll do, we will find that index of the targeted element. So that is counter minus n, that is this n, plus 1. That means here 6 minus 3 plus 1, that is 4. Means we need to find the fourth element in the linked list, that is this one. So from here the solution is pretty simple. So what we need to do is, like, we again need to initialize the pointer which is over here right now. So we have to put it back to the head and we have to again iterate it forward for only this many number of time, that is for 4 times. So if I move forward this pointer 4 times from here, means 1, 2, 3, 4, we will reach to our desired node, that is the third node from the end of the linked list. So let's write the program to move it forward for 4 times. So over here we will set the pointer to the head of the linked list and then we will iterate it forward for this number of times. So let's write the for loop. So at the end of this for loop, we will be at our desired location, that is the fourth element of our linked list, that is the third element from the end. Now we just need to return this element value. And thus we complete the program. So let's revise what we did. The first thing we did is, like, we have initialized the pointer to the head of the linked list, that is the first node of our linked list, and we have set a counter to 0, which will keep track of the number of an element in counter. Now we will move it forward till the last element to calculate the total number of node in the linked list. Here we get it as 6. Now we will subtract it with the value passed as a parameter, that is n. So according to our function over here, we will calculate the index of the target element, that is 4. Now we will again set the pointer back to head and we will iterate for that many number of time to get our desired element, that is 7, which is the fourth element of our linked list and third element from the last of the linked list. So as you can see over here, we have iterating this linked list twice, one for counting the total number of nodes in the linked list and second for iterating to that nth element. But this is not a good solution. So let's move to the optimal solution of this program, where we will solve the same program in a single iteration. So let's move to the next solution. So let's move to the next solution and the optimal solution to this problem. If you are appearing for any product-based company, then I would highly recommend you to give this solution to the interviewer. So let's understand the solution and let's understand it by our whiteboard session. So as we have discussed in our previous solution that to find the nth node from the end, we were traversing this linked list twice, one for counting the number of nodes and the next time we are moving forward again to find the nth node. But in this approach, we will be traversing only once and we will optimize our solution using 2 pointers. So first let's understand the solution. So what we will do, we will set a pointer, for example ptr, over here, and we will have another pointer called as tag, both of them pointing to head, that is the first node of our linked list. Now what we will do, for example interviewer asks you that you have to find the nth node from the end, then what we will do, we will first run a loop on the pointer tag for nth number of time. For example, you are told that you need to find third element from the end. Then what we will do, we will move this tag pointer 3 nodes forward, means 1, 2, 3. So first we will move the tag pointer 3 times forward. So our tag element will be over here. After that we will run another loop where we will iterate both the pointer and the tag forward until we reach the null over here. So what we'll do, at this position we have our pointer on the first node and tag over here. Now we will keep moving this tag variable in the forward direction until we reach the null. So let's do a dry run. So on the first iteration it will look for whether it's null or not. So it's not a null, so it will move forward. So the tag element is over here and the pointer will also move forward. So the pointer is over here. On the next iteration, tag will move forward and pointer will also move forward. Again tag will move forward and pointer will also move forward. Now tag will again try to move forward, but we'll see that it has encountered null, that is the end of the loop. That is why it will break the loop. So at this point we have the tag pointer on the last element of the node and this ptr pointer over here, which is 1, 2, 3, 3 place away from the end of the linked list, and thus we found out the nth node from the linked list. It's pretty clever approach and pretty easy. So what we are doing, we are giving a head start to this tag variable with this amount of time. So after that we are moving both the tag and the pointer forwards, and since there is a head start of 3 or the nth time for this tag variable, so once tag reaches the end, the pointer variable will also reach to our desired location. So let's write the program to understand it more clearly. So I would name the solution as find the nth node, and as before we will pass two parameters, the head and the value of n. Now what we'll do, we will set two pointers at the head of the element. That is, we will define two pointers, one as tag that points to head and one more that also pointing to the head of the linked list. Now what we will do is like we will iterate this tag for a number of times. So what does it mean? Here the tag pointer gets a head start with a number of nodes. So right now your tag variable is pointing over here and your pointer is still pointing over here. Now what we will do, we will move the tag variable until it reaches the end of the linked list. So until this variable tag reaches the end of the linked list, we will move the tag variable forward as well as we will move the pointer forward, and hence after we complete this loop, our tag will be at the end of the linked list and our pointer will be on our desired location. And just at the end, we will return the value of our pointer variable. And this is pretty much the solution to this problem. So here you can see we are only traversing the loop for once. So we are not iterating it twice. We are iterating the complete list for one. So always remember, whenever the interviewer is asking for a solution with single iteration, always try to implement using two pointer. This will generally gives a pretty easy and effective solution. Hopefully this solution is simple and is easy to understand. If you do not understand, please let me know in the comment section below. So let's move to the next problem. See you in the next video. Thank you.